Hello, how are you
Yeah,
today?
I'm fine. What about you?
I am pretty good. I'm pretty good. I'm Jaren. What's your name?
My name is Prem Sagar.
Prem Sagar. Is that right?
Yeah, it's right. Okay. So I'm
All right.
from India. I'm from India
Mm-hmm.
and living in southern part of India. My state is Karnataka.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Excellent.
I'm here on Cambly for communication purpose.
Mm-hmm. Excellent. So, how long have you been studying English?
Uh, I have been on Cambly for 3 months.
For 3 months. Do you like it?
Yeah, definitely. It's wonderful platform. Yeah.
I think so. I think it's a lot of fun. I do. This is what I do in my free time. Is
Yeah.
work on Cambly, and so I do. I think it's a lot of fun. I teach children,
Okay.
and I do Cambly I teach children in the mornings, and I do Cambly in the evenings,
Yeah. It's
and so it is a
last month I I I took class for my son and I took two class for him and now he is going to school it is not happening now. So
mhm.
in vacation I will do continue for him.
Very nice, very very nice, very cool. So, what kind of work do you do?
Yeah, I'm a public officer. Yeah,
Mhm.
government officer.
Ah,
I'm a government officer here in Karnataka.
a, a
Yeah.
government officer. Uh, what area of government?
Government means in I'm working as a tribal welfare officer. I am servicing in tribal welfare department. We facilitate them all facilities to those
Hmm.
who are tribal. So we facilitate them like houses, roads, drinking water, schools, hostels, scholarship,
Yeah.
prize money, everything, whatever they want. They want to come in like they want to come like others like other people, so that's why that government is established this department. Through this department government is working to their development. Yeah, that's why I'm a
Got
district level. Yeah. Yeah, we have office for them, district office and block level offices are there.
it. Very
Yeah.
cool. Now, do you think having a government job, does that come with a lot of security in India?
Yeah, definitely. It's a good job, and I have passed that public commission examination. So through that, I came to this department, and it's a very good department to serve the people, needy people. That's why I'm here, and it's my second job. Like I was a first high school teacher, and this is my second job. I serve as an
S-
officer now,
So what kind of teacher? I'm sorry, I missed that. What kind of teacher?
like high school teacher. I was a high school
High
teacher.
school.
Yeah.
Excellent. What did you teach in high school?
Social studies.
Social studies. Ah, did you like teaching?
Yeah, definitely. It was a wonderful
Yeah.
job. Since 2004 to 2010, I was a teacher, and I want to serve a wider space,
Hmm.
wider. So that's why I came here. I joined
Now,
here.
that's really cool. That's really, really, really interesting. That is very, very cool. Uh, it's really funny that you say that because I'm from the United States, but I live in England. And in the
Yeah.
United States, I worked in government. And then I came to
Okay.
England and I'm a teacher. And so
Yeah,
we're just exactly opposite.
yeah,
Mhm,
definitely. That's why you came from US to England. You know that US is a good place compared to like many people. Many people, they thought that US is good for service and even for living. That's good compared to UK. US is
mhm.
better. Why you came to from US to UK?
Well, let's see. I worked for a state representative in the US in government, uh, which meant oh gosh, lots of social things that I had to do. I got to help write a lot of speeches, write legislation. I loved it, and I worked in that area for many, many years. But the man that I worked for was an elected official, and
Okay.
he had kept being elected, but then he decided to retire. And when he retired, um, it would have been hard for me to find another job at the level I was without taking a major pay cut. My son was graduating from high school. And so I decided to take a year to decide what I wanted to do, if I wanted to stay in politics or not. And I went to New Zealand for a year to whitewater kayak. And so I was in New Zealand for a year and I met my husband, who was from Britain, from England. And
Okay.
so he was whitewater kayaking. And so we ended up dating about 9 years ago, I think. And then we ended up, is that your daughter?
Okay. Okay.
Is that your daughter behind you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, she's cute. She's peeking through the door. And so she's cute.
Yeah.
And so my family can travel. My family can travel. And his mother was very, very ill and could not. And his father was older and couldn't travel, and of course couldn't travel without his mother. His mother had Parkinson's disease.
Oh.
And so he was an only child. And so my family is still healthy and could travel, and it just made more sense. I was didn't know what I wanted to do, and so I ended up moving to England. And there's, of course, with my degrees, my no one really needs someone that is an expert in American politics. So my jobs were like this when I got here. And I had a friend that taught English, ESL, and said, give it a try. And I thought, you know what? I'll try. My mother's an English teacher. My grandmother was an English teacher. So I grew up, in a teaching household. And so I got my certifications and applied and started teaching and fell in love with it. And so I've been doing this for about 6 years now. And I absolutely love it. I love it. I love it. It is so good. And of course, worked with a lot of online companies, but about 2.5, 3 years ago, I started my own company with a friend of mine from Canada, and we teach privately. And then I went to work for my school. And so I teach for a school in Beijing, and I teach for an actual brick and mortar schools. And then I teach for another brick and mortar school out of Harbin. And even though I'm online, they're actual schools, not online schools. They just do some online classes. And then I do Cambly for fun because I get to see adults. I get to talk to grown-ups. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of how I ended up here. And I like England. I do like England a lot. It's different. It is different. People think, oh, it's English speaking country. It's not that different. It's a lot different. It is a whole lot different. And the food
So
here is
in
terrible. So
now, beside Camly, what are you doing for your life?
I teach for a school in Beijing, and I
Okay.
teach literature. I teach writing. I teach literature, writing, speaking,
Okay.
and then I teach English for another school. And then I have my own company, and I tutor IELTS students and I tutor private students. And
Okay.
so I work all the time. I work every day,
Oh,
a lot.
like, yeah, yeah, yeah. It's good. Like in India, that who are means who are getting the government job, they never quit the government job because it's a very
Hmm.
secure. They feel very safe, and
Hmm.
now they take a lot of time to get a government job. If
Hmm.
once they get job, they will never leave that job.
Hmm. Hmm.
It will
Well, I wouldn't have if my boss hadn't retired, and that meant my job was gone. Once he was gone, I was gone. So when you work for an elected official, you can't just move to another job easily. It's those my type of job was very coveted. Um, a lot of people wanted that kind of my job, and they're not easy to come by. They're not easy jobs to get, and I'd done it for about almost 20 years.
Wow.
And so I
Okay.
was ready to maybe do something else. And so and everything just kind of worked the way it did and I ended up in England and so here I am. So,
Definitely, definitely. Compared to that, these Asian countries, the Western people, they are very interested to changing their means hobby, changing their means lifestyle,
mhm,
changing. They wanted to change their lifestyle and everything. Once, if
mhm,
even they have the secured life or secured jobs, even they wanted to wish another means to move for another life or another job. Definitely, they will
mhm,
ended up, yeah, ended up there whatever they have means you know
uh-huh,
that yeah, you had very wonderful job, but
mhm,
you want to ended up that job if
mhm,
in eastern countries means like in Asian countries, if they get like well salaried and like
mhm.
government job, never quit, they never quit.
Yeah, yeah, and but it's the same in the United States. It's the same. If you get a good government job, you don't quit. Um, and like I said, I didn't want to quit, but my because a state representative is the one that makes the laws.
Okay.
They're the ones that they go to Congress and they make laws, and
Okay.
they have to be reelected every few years by the people, and the
Okay.
people vote them into office.
Yes.
But he was ready to retire. He was tired, and it was time for him to retire. And my whole job was running his life, basically. And so my job was tied to his job. And when he
Yes.
decided to retire, that I my job wasn't officially a government job. I worked for a government official. Even though I
Okay.
was paid through the state of Texas, I was still working for a government official. And so you can't just move from what I was doing, you can't just move to a different sector. I worked, kind of at if he would have ran for reelection and the people had voted him out of office, I would have been out of a job. And so but in our area, he was always going to get reelected until he decided. I think he was when he retired, he was 80. And so
Okay.
he had been working for many, many years, had been a state representative for over 40 years. And I worked with him for half of that time. And so it was very good, which is a
Yeah.
lot
Yeah.
longer than a lot of people in my area, get as a whole lot longer. Um, than when you work for elected officials, it's very different than working like
Yeah.
in government. And so, your
Yeah.
job is always at the mercy of the next election. And so I was very fortunate in for how long I got to be in my work. And
Oh,
and I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. But I didn't want to take a huge cut in salary to work for someone else and start very low in an office and have to build my way back up at my age at that time. And so I had enough to be able to go pursue my hobbies for a while, which was nice. And like I said, then it just worked out. I ended up in England and it's pretty good. It's a good life here. I like it here.
and
And
yeah,
mhm.
you moved to from US to UK. Then you find it any difficulties are similar like social your social life and political life,
Mm,
whatever you means everything is same or it's kind of
it's a
different.
lot different. It's a lot different. A lot of what I did before my job was very social.
Okay.
That I went to a lot of breakfasts, a lot of lunches, a lot of dinners, probably 15 to 20 a week on a normal week. I
Okay.
went to a lot of meetings. I went to a lot of forums. I went to a lot of stuff every week. My calendar would just be packed, one thing after the other.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
was very, very social. I sat on a lot of boards for charities. I, had a very busy life. And I moved here and it's a lot quieter. You don't see a lot of people that did kind of the things I did. and my kind of work. It's very different in the approach. And that was very hard for me to go from being active and busy, busy, busy all the time to not being busy. and and that drove me crazy. You don't have the charity. It's a big thing to be involved in charities
Right,
and
right.
sit on charitable boards and, put together fundraisers and, all those different kinds of things. And of course, my son was in school, so I did a lot of things with school. And so now, coming to England and not having a child, my child was in university and medical school. He's a doctor now. And so not having a child and the things like wanting to get involved in charities, but there's not a lot to get involved in, not like I was used to. So doing volunteer work is very minimal. Um, that was hard. It was very, very hard for me to adjust. And like I said, how I found teaching, and I thought, well, you know what? This will be kind of a relaxed thing I can do, for a few days a week, and then I can kind of enjoy my life. No, I work 7 days a week from 7 a.m. until 9 p.m., 7 days a week. And so
Oh,
it's not very reliant my life now. It's really stressful. But
yeah,
I
definitely.
don't
Yeah, definitely. Like in India also, that there is no weekends like Saturday and Sunday in Westerns, like in private jobs. Like in India also, that in government jobs means almost
mhm,
6 days. We
yeah,
have means only we have vacation on Sunday, means a holiday.
on Sundays.
Otherwise, yeah, we will do for 6 days in a week. So
Yeah,
here
that's
is no weekdays like in Western countries like Saturday and Sunday. Yeah,
yeah.
weekends.
And
So
and that's the same but yeah, I was gonna say before I didn't have weekends. I worked weekends and now I work every weekend because that's my
yeah,
busiest time is weekends. But go ahead.
yeah,
I
yeah,
interrupted you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah. So that's why, man, I heard a lot of things about you and your duty that in US and UK, it's a very different. And now
Mhm.
you are giving a lot of time to means personal, you want to develop your personal company or whatever your
Mhm.
institute you want to
Mhm.
develop like personal thing. So earlier
Mhm.
you were in what government job in government duty in US.
Mhm. Mhm.
Definitely, it was very different. Yeah,
It's a
I
very different world.
understood. I understood now because I'm working for a government job now, and from yeah, it's normal duty 10 to 5:30, but but it's not like uh, normal duty is 10 to 5:30, but I go to
Mhm.
morning 8 o'clock and return uh,
Mhm.
night sometime 9, 10. So yeah, it is
Mhm.
common in government duty. Yeah, yeah, compared to
Mhm.
private sector. And lot of pressure is there. Lot of
It
pressure is there. Yeah, political means
Mhm.
from political side and our official side also, because we will
Mhm.
send lot of emails and informations nowadays. It's through email. Whenever they ask the informations, just they want in just half an hour. They give us time, half an hour time or like that. They want us
Yeah.
reply immediately or information immediately. So
Mhm.
we forward it to block level officers and they collect the information and they forward it to us and we forward it to head office or central office. So these kind of
Mhm.
work and your field work is there. We go to field, we have like colonies, means like uh, tribe colonies, and we credit the scholarship to students account and prize money and houses and lot of schemes are there. So
Mhm.
they will give us time limitation. Within the time
Mhm.
limitation,
Yeah.
we will end up all the work. Yeah.
Yeah.
So this is
Oh, and
pressure is there. Work pressure is there.
Mhm.
So
Mm,
like
yeah. Oh, lots
government.
of deadlines. Sounds like you have a ton of deadlines.
Yeah, yeah, deadlines,
Yeah.
deadlines are
Mm,
there. So according to that, we can work in a government department. Yeah,
mhm,
department. So now I am thinking that you are very busy in US. You are very busy in US.
mhm, mhm.
Then how you manage that new that now you are very, like, I think compared to that you are free now. It's more like
I work about 100 hours a week now,
now
and I
also.
probably worked about 80 hours a week in the US, but I work about 100 hours a week here.
That type of you I think you don't have that type of pressure now.
No, I don't have as much free time and social time. I miss being social. I miss being
Yeah,
social. I think
yeah,
one of the reasons I like being on Cambly is to be able to talk to other adults. And it's nice to talk to adults. I do like that.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Even though with it is fun, and I have friends here, and I have, every once in a while there's a go to the pub for an evening, listen to a band, see friends, play pool, do something fun. But once every few months. But most of the time, I think that's the hard part working from home is very different being tied to my computer, which I've never worked so tied to a computer before. And so I think that's the real downside to what I do, even though working from home is really nice. You know, you miss seeing people. You miss meeting new people and doing things and being active all the time. That part's hard for me. But I do love what I do. I do really enjoy my work. So it's kind of some days it's good, some days it's not good. You
yeah,
just have to
yeah,
figure it out every time. Um, it's just it is what it is. It is what it is. So, but that's okay. It's okay. It is fulfilling work. You as a teacher, you know what it's like when you have students get it and you're just like, "Oh, that's it. That's it.
yeah,
That's it. Come on, come on, come on. We got it. We got it. We got it." So, that part is fun. That part I love.
yeah. It was good. And that how is social life means that in US and Mexico, a lot of people they are enjoying a lot in Mexico. That
Mhm.
I have talked many tutors that compared to UK, that in Mexico, that social life is very like they enjoy a lot compared to UK. Like
Mhm.
they want to going outings and
Mhm.
more drinking, pub, everything like that kind of
Mhm.
party and what music bands compared to
Mhm.
UK. That in Mexico, it's very means
Oh, I like
like
Mexico. Yeah. I've spent a
yeah,
lot of time in Mexico. I'm from Texas, so we
okay,
border Mexico. And so growing up, that was kind of the place to go was to go to Mexico. But now I'm 50. And so
okay,
going out really isn't, like my priority anymore. Even though I love going out. I do love going out and being social. But when you start work at 7 a.m. and you work until 9 at
okay.
night, usually when you're working 12, 13, 14-hour days, when you finish, you don't feel like doing much. You wanna I love to cook. I love, love, love to cook. I love to
Oh,
read.
yeah,
Pardon me. And so I kinda prefer to cook, read, play with my dog, go for walks, have coffee. If I get a break during the day, I have my neighbors or my good friends. So we'll go have a cup of coffee or a cup of tea and chit chat. I'm a part of a dog walking group, so we go walk the dogs together and socialize. I plan birthday parties for my dog. Spend a lot of
yeah,
time with my dog. And so,
yeah.
but that part's nice. That part is nice. And um, when I was in my 20s, going out all the time was what you wanted to do. At 50, I'm like, I kind of like a bath in my book. And
Definitely,
maybe a
definitely.
glass of wine at home, maybe, and then I'd like to go to bed. So
Now you are 50 and that your routine is sticken. Now you are sticken to your routine. Like
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
20s and 30s, it's very different. Different. Like
Mhm.
they wanted to go outings with friends, party
Yeah.
with man.
Mhm.
Everything. 20s and 30s is different, and 50s
It's
almost the
different.
six. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I whitewater kayak. I whitewater kayak and I mountain climb.
Okay,
And so are my sports. And so I like to go kayaking. I like to go climb. So I do lots of physical things. I don't really want to go to bars. It just doesn't
okay.
appeal to me. Yeah, the drinking part doesn't appeal to me that much.
Oh, okay.
Plus, in your 20s, you can drink and stay out and dance until you're till 4 in the morning and get up and be at work at 8. At my age, I could go have 2 beers and go, "Oh, I don't wanna get up." So, I don't drink a lot. I don't drink a whole lot. So,
Yeah,
it's and it is
In
fun. Mhm,
yeah, in India also drinking is not means it's not good that society will not accept those drinkings and all those things
mhm,
going outings like. But nowadays they go means social life the public is going outings and they go to restaurants and
mhm,
having lunch and dinners and weekends and even
mhm.
other days. But drinking is as much as in Western countries. It's very, it's not normal in India.
Not normal
Okay.
there.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that's good. I think that is good. It's such a part of, I think, culture in America. It's part of a huge part of the culture in England. That everybody you meet, if you want to do something social, you go to the pub. And
Yeah,
but at the pub, we play darts or cards or you play pool or just sit and talk. There's bands, there's karaoke. If you want to watch football with people, you go to the pub. And so that is kind of a huge part of English culture and American culture. And for me, it's fun. I don't mind. I don't mind going down every once in a while at all. It's a lot of fun to see people, and I know lots of people and talk. There's another American woman who lives in my neighborhood that goes to the pub. And so we generally talk for quite a bit. She's traveled a lot, same way I have. So we have a lot in common and we sit and talk. Um, but yeah, the drinking culture is just not my thing anymore. Like I said, but it is such a huge part of other cultures,
yeah,
and that it is a big, big, big part of the culture here. And
yeah,
yeah, if I'm going to do something, I want to do it during the day and get out. And I'd rather go do sports than go out drinking. And so, but there are lots of people that do lots of sports here, and there's lots of walking and lots of activities to do, which is fun, which is really fun. But
yeah. Like,
yeah, but I like to work
okay,
too.
go go on.
Oh no, that's all I was gonna say. I was say I just really like working too. So I'd
Like
rather
you,
make money than spend money.
what we think about Western people that it's necessary to because it's very cold there. That's why the people of Western like UK and US and Canada people they are going to drink. So like that. So you told that it's not necessary to drink there. So
No,
that
no.
it weather is not matter about drinking.
Mhm,
Told like that. Is it right?
mhm. Yeah, that's true, and I know lots of people who don't at all. They're kind of like me. They're gonna be like people I think everywhere that are always, at the pub. But there are lots of people who go that just drink Cokes. I mean, one of my very dear friends, he just drinks Cokes. He just likes the social atmosphere. He doesn't drink. And you can still go and still it's the social norm. And which is not a bad thing. It is. There's lots of people that go. There's some people that go every day. But, there are lots more people like me who pop in every once in a while. Um But, yeah, I couldn't do it every day. I couldn't. It would just drive me
No, it's
crazy.
fine. I
Crazy.
stop you. It's running out of time now. So how is my English? Anything, suggest
It's good.
anything.
It's very, very good. The only thing I would say is slow down a little bit. I had a few times that it was really fast, but other than that, you're